Cloudy day. Welcome to Gray Cloudy Day. Welcome to Gray Cloudy Day. Welcome to Gray Cloudy Day.
Hello? Okay, we don't want to do that. Son of a bitch. He's stupid. Oh.
Comics Group
Trying to test something out.
Comics Group
Okay. Hello there. Messing around a little bit. Trying something different. I'm a little early. Trying to see if this shows up or not. Hold on a minute. There's a delay. There's a delay. There we go. I haven't edited any of this together yet or anything.
Comics Group rules!
What's up, David? I'm just messing around. I'm trying to figure out something. I'm forgetting there's a little delay between the chat and the. I'm watching it on YouTube to make sure all this is coming up. And I started a little early, and I probably won't be on long. It's a nice day out, but the dogs are in the yard. If I take off walking, they'll all follow me, and I don't want to deal with all that right now.
Great Cloud, what are you doing?
Welcome to Earth!
Hello, Ananuki child.
Great Cloud, what are you doing?
Welcome to Earth!
Hello, Ananuki child.
Comics Group rules.
How are y'all doing today? Oh, yeah. And let's see. What else do we got here? Hold on.
This was yesterday.
Well, it's not showing up, huh? Okay. Well, what's going on there? I don't know. Okay. Let's see here. Not sure what's going on there. Eh. Okay. So I messed up on that one. We'll just remove that source. And then I'm back. And why don't we just cut to the chase? We'll stop messing around. I'll stop messing around because I'm not that good at what I'm doing here. Anyway, I fired this up to just to be sociable a little bit. I haven't made a video this morning. I uploaded a little short from, and I don't know why that didn't play. I don't know why that particular thing didn't play. kind of stupid there. Don't know why that did not play. But let's try it again. Let's try it again. Okay, so it's not showing anything. Not sure what that's doing there. Not sure. It's confusing me. Sorry about that. It doesn't take a lot to get confused. I am tired, or I've been tired. Been tired. But I slept good, and I've been up since, before daylight. I got up, let the dog out, then went back to sleep. But then I was up around 6:30, doing stuff, and got some things done here. I finished rereading Kolga Volume 1. Finally, I started in Detox, and then I finished it today. But I'm going to reread it a third time because I need to. Now I read a little bit of the Jack Reacher novel, so I've done a little bit of reading. Then I was looking through a notebook here. I need to go get my glasses. I don't think I'm going to be on long. Just trying to touch base. Trying to get back in the groove. Kind of having practice because tomorrow I'm going to try to do something. But I keep screwing everything up. Oh, yeah. You can see my energy's a little low today. No, my energy is a little low. Goodness gracious. Oh. Let's see. So I reading something. I'm gonna have to go back and I'm gonna have to rewrite this again. I've wrote it twice already. I don't know. I'm working on something there. Today, may we find something new in our lives. Today, may we find something new in our lives. Let it be inspiration so we can strive to continue along and begin to thrive at everything within our grasp to end all of our stress. Break the walls that stalled our progress. Is there any way to let go of fear? Is there any way to get out of here? Is there any way to get out of here? Can I make it through this day and proceed to make my way? I'm falling astray. Today, may we find something new in our lives. Today, may we find something new in our lives. Waking up to move forward, to the light, walking toward. A missing piece to make the pain ease. Falling down with the unforgiven frown. Today, may we find something new in our lives. Today, may we find something new in our lives. Thanks for listening. Hope to see us all glistening. Thoughts of using a rope, but that's not a way to cope. Today, may we find something new in our lives. Today, may we find something new in our lives. So that's where I'm at on that. I'm just looking through my notebooks. Like I said, done a little reading, washed some dishes. I did take a small walk. Oh man, what else have I done? Created a few little things. Let's see here. What do I have here?
Can you turn me into
Let's
a
see.
super strong Viking superhero? Yes! Feel the power!
Not sure why this is like this. Oh, there we are. Okay. Not sure if that just showed.
Can you turn me into a super strong Viking superhero? Yes! Feel the power! Can you turn me into a super strong Viking superhero? Yes! Feel the power!
Okay. Enough messing around, I guess. I was just trying to. Oh, man. Yeah, like, I didn't stream this morning because, well, I knew that, well, it looked like Katie did still on when I just decided to jump on here. I seen Omer is live. Some people I know online, that stream and are a little bit more experienced, especially Katie did. She's been doing it and got a pretty good take on it, or she's able to pull stuff up, do things. It takes me a minute to get going, kind of, like some days I'll be flowing and doing things, it just be clicking. But I wanted to do a little short stream, just like I said, I was reading that. Matter of fact, I was thinking about sharing once again, but it doesn't matter really. I need to do another rewrite. Well, I haven't done a rewrite on this yet, but I need to. This ain't. I don't think this is the. Don't believe this is my notebook that I'm looking for. Where is that notebook? Where is that particular notebook? Right here, I believe. Yeah, I read this yesterday a little bit, but let's see. Growing up after mom divorced dad, many of my fondest memories were going to visit Granny Luna every weekend. Of course, I was supposed to be visiting dad, but he rarely spent time with me. So I stayed at Granny's. Granny and dad still lived on Billy Goat Hill. This was a longtime family farm. So as a little boy at Luna's, I would spend all day going through the pastures and playing in barns. Yeah. There was a creek. I would discover rocks and fossils of seashells and other things, which sparked my curiosity. This was evidence that Estill Springs, Tennessee had been underwater. I was fascinated with Noah's flood, so that convinced me there at least was some truth to it. I also enjoyed catching frogs and snakes and bugs, spiders too, worms, creepy crawlers. The best part of those visits was going to work with Granny on Tim's Ford Lake in Tennessee. Yeah, I would find baby. She worked at Morris Ferry Dock, which I go on to talk about. I would find baby turtles, catch crawfish, and fished on the dock and talk to the older folks that also were fishing. My favorite bait was night crawlers. It was fun putting them on the hooks. Yeah, the night crawlers are them big old thick, nice worms. I like those. Easy to put on the hooks, especially for a kid. One memory that was cool about Morris Ferry, which is I should have. See, I'm gonna have to go back and rewrite this. Of course, this is a rough draft. It's really a take on a short story I did years ago during during a time that I was doing an online writing course, creative writing course. Let's see. But one memory that was cool about Morris Ferry was the owner's wife. Yeah, so I see where I've already messed up because I'm talking about going to Granny's work. So it needs to be mentioned that Granny worked at Morris Ferry Dock and then go into this part of the story because they owned Morris Ferry Dock. They owned, I don't remember what the name of the restaurant was. One memory that was cool about Morris Ferry was the owner's wife took her daughter and I foraging for wild edible mushrooms. I had never knew about foraging until then, which I was only like maybe 5 or 6. I don't know. I don't know how old I was. She was from Germany. Our families were close. Malcolm Lipsey, the owner, also owned a restaurant, and Mom worked there a while. Plus, he owned a chimney cleaning service. It was nice to grow up around a lot of interesting people. Back to being on Billy Goat Hill, which, see, yeah, Billy Goat Hill. That's where it's still there. It was an old dead end gravel road. There's a bunch of like houses there now. It's a subdivision and the road's paved, all that kind of stuff. Well, the lake was down behind where the hill that my dad's house was on. But my granny's trailer was like to the left and then straight. Once you got to the dead end was the big 2-story log cabin thing that my dad built after Mom divorced her or him, and then that house that we grew up that was Mom and Dad's had burned down, so Dad rebuilt a house. Well, the lake was down behind the hill Dad's house was on. I'd go down there and I'd swim. There was a little island that I'd swim to. Yeah, there was an island out there, kind of. The island had an old stone bricked wall that once was originally part of the old dam. I pretended it was medieval times and that it was my castle, or that it was a castle. I'd run, which there's a lot of detail I could add to that, where I'd pick up sticks and pretend they were swords and stuff and run through the little wooded area there around that wall. Granny taught me things. Once she told me, boy, if you don't learn something new daily, you might as well be dead. She really said, if you don't learn something new every day, you might as well be 6 feet in the ground. So I got to reword that, put what she actually said in there. I was probably 6 or 7 at that time. It sounds harsh, but I eventually understood it. Try to learn something new every day. Although we repeat the same days over and over and over. Many of our thoughts today are the same thoughts we had yesterday. It just continues on, a monotonous cycle. She taught me solitaire, Go Fish, Uno, several other card games. Of course, I haven't played cards in years, so I barely remember much other than Go Fish. I'm sure it wouldn't take long to bring back how to play. Yeah, like if I started playing any of the games that I used to play as a kid, I probably would remember. It would come back. Luna taught me how to scale and gut the fish, all sorts of things. And then the last thing I wrote was I also remember that's where I remember like hearing Art Bell for the first time as a kid. Granny would listen to Art Bell, so that was kind of cool. Yeah, like I was debating on whether I really wanted to go live or not. Like you can tell that I'm just kind of like I've got decent energy. I think it's just because I've been up like around, like I said, between 5 and 6. Slept a little bit longer, then got up. I started moving around between 6 and 6:30, like actually getting up and doing stuff. Get out of here. Go on, get out of here. You don't belong here. Talking to this other dog. Get too comfortable here. Not my dog, but Molly. And yeah, trying to figure out whether I was thinking about maybe getting taken to town and dropped off, but it's getting a little later. I know there's a Celebrate Recovery meeting tonight. If I can get a ride over there, I'd like to try to go. That's really the big thing. Just waiting on payday next week. I hope everybody's doing okay. I hope everybody's doing good. And then I've been thinking about all this, man. The last week or so, I was pulling up different videos, listening to music, trying to react to it. I noticed that Katydid has some kind of no copyright infringement intended, and then this whole like paragraph of something that I guess she probably pasted from or copied from somewhere and then pasted that. I need to do some research. So if I'm gonna pull up videos and I'm gonna try to be sometimes reacting when I'm doing a live stream or something, I may need to look into getting that type of thing to tag into the description of the live stream, because I'm not, like after now it doesn't mean the channel gets like really struck. It just means that if I was making money at it, any ad revenue would go to the copyright claimant or whatever. But like I thought that fair use. So I need to find out. I think that's how it works. I think I need to put a thing before my videos or before my live stream in the description that says fair use. Some of the things that may be pulled up is not intended to be, copyright infringement. I just have to learn that a little better. So I'm not going to be pulling up anything really anytime soon until I figure that part out. Which will just mean me Googling it probably. I need to ask a few other creators that do it quite often. I think it really doesn't matter. I think I've been told that whoever owns the copyright, if they want to strike it, they can. You know what I mean? They can claim it, which I don't make any money. Got a Wayne's World hat on today. I wasn't a huge fan of Wayne's World, but I did go see the movies. Like the skits were kind of cool the first time, when they first came up with it. And then I remember going to see the first movie. Probably went and saw the second movie as well in the theaters. I was always more of a fan of Dana Carvey than Mike Meyer or whatever. Like I just thought that both of them were all right, but Dana Carvey I thought was a little bit more like, I don't know, I just liked his. And even today, like as he's gotten older, he's gotten quite a bit funnier, I think. Somebody and I, another person and I were talking about this the other day as well. We were talking about Andrew Dice Clay. I was like talking about back in the 80s, in the mid 80s or late 80s, going into the early 90s. I didn't really get his comedy, didn't like it a whole lot. Understood why he was doing it, pushing the extremes, and it was a different day and time. But I was saying that what I've seen of Andrew Dice Clay in the past few years is he's an older guy now. I think he's funnier nowadays than he ever was, because a lot of what he talks about now is like real stuff, and he doesn't play as much of the character. He just kind of is himself. Like, I mean, he's still kind of playing Andrew the character part, but he doesn't go as hard on it. And you could see in his older age that he's just kind of being, and like talking about his real life and stuff like that. I get a kick out of that when I catch him on podcasts and stuff. So, anyway, yeah, like, oh man, trying to figure out, if I can maybe come up with a few extra dollars before I go to the store. If I can, I might try to pick up, see what might be marked down, like find a few meats marked down or something. David. I don't know if you're still there or listening, but I appreciate anybody that is tuned in. I just wish I had better energy right now. I really hope tomorrow I can pull this off. I hope I can pull this off tomorrow. I've done scheduled it. We're going to try to do it at 1 o'clock. Might run a little late. What I'm trying to learn is Why? I'm trying to figure out the best way for me to. Let's see here. Trying to figure out. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what's the best way to do this.
CG Church are low level. CG Church are low level.
Sorry, guys. I'm just messing around. Messing around. Oh, yeah. You know, you're not always gonna tune in and see Great Cloud at all. Even though it's the middle of the day, man. Like just a little drag ass and I've only had I had one cup of coffee this morning, and I've had I made some tea with some ginger root in it. Made me some ginger root tea with a little bit of flavoring and stuff like that. Had that, so that had a little bit of caffeine in it, and oh, yeah, you know, what I'm realizing, some people were trying to get me, somebody was talking about that the best part of the time is between 6 and this time in the evening, and it seems for some reason like when I go live early, like anywhere between, if I go live like between 7 and 10 o'clock in the morning, I a lot of times get a good different amount of people. Not all at once. There may be only 5 or 6 people watching at any given time, but there could be up to 10 or more people have came in and left or came into the chat and then at some point joined the stream, which I haven't put a link in the chat today because my energy's low and I'm not sure where this is going really. I just wanted to say that I'm still sober from alcohol. I feel better, of course. Went to the doctor yesterday. I will have, hopefully I can follow through with this in March 13th, which is a Friday 13th. But I ain't worried about it. That's when my colonoscopy, my endoscopy, the thing they put down your throat, and the thing they put up the patoot, be done at the same time. And while I'm out, she's going to cut the cyst nodule out of my back. Now, it's a reoccurring thing, but she's going to go ahead and take that out. So I'll wake up with that done and everything else done. And she said, put a couple of stitches in my back. So hopefully I don't have to deal with, like usually they'd lance it. And then I have to deal with like several weeks of trying to put the gauze and all that stuff myself or going over to my neighbor and bugging her. So that's kind of what was going on anytime I get one of these pockets of fluid to build up on my back. That happens, ever since it started happening a few years ago. It's happened at least a couple of times a year. Like it'll happen. Sometimes it'll clear up just using antibiotics. Sometimes it's been lanced several different times through it. I haven't had it lanced or cut on in over probably going on a year. Usually, like the last time I saw her dad, the general surgeon that I see now was her dad, but he retired. So the last time I saw him, he was like, well, we're going to deal with it with antibiotics. And then she said, well, no, while you're out for this procedure, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut, because she looked at it and it's went down, but it was a big old knot there for a while. Not a knot, but a good size lump on my back. Went down after I went to detox, and they gave me some antibiotics for a UTI. So anyway, that's how it's going. And Friday, I don't know. I don't do a lot on Friday. Like, I kind of want to go to that meeting tonight. I'm going to try to see if I'm able to get a ride. I got to talk to my neighbor. She's not feeling good today. But they had told me when I went and checked on it, like, if it's going on tonight, then I should be able to go there around 5:30. They have a meal, and then they'll have a meeting. And I'm hoping somebody from there will give me a ride home if I can get over there. That's the ticket, trying to get over there. So that's where I'm at. And I don't see any point in trying to copy my Ko-Fi. I do have a Ko-Fi account. I could copy that and try to paste it into the chat, but I don't think that's necessary. Ko-Fi is a place where someone, if they wanted to, they can tip you through Ko-Fi, and it takes very little. It's kind of like using the Cash App, or if I was monetized and had a super chat ability, but if I had the super chat ability, YouTube would take, I think it's 30% or whatever. So that's why a lot of creators are using Ko-Fi and dropping their PayPal and their other links, to where if people really want to help them out or say, hey, thanks for streaming, whatever it is. I do have some goals that I'm going to be setting up eventually. Next week, I have to see my regular primary care physician, and I'm going to talk to him about, I'm going to need probably a referral to somebody to see about getting some custom-made diabetic shoes, and that can be expensive. Like, before insurance would even start to kick in, you could be expected to pay anywhere from $300 to $1,000, depending on which shoes you particularly pick out, and because they're going to mold each foot and try to make it customized specific to you, to each foot. So, yeah. I wish I could tell you that I feel okay. I'm just kind of bummed out because I can't, my walks have really dampened, because when I take off walking, it's not just my dog following me now. It's this dog, Molly, that these people brought into the trailer park, and they don't really take care of her. We all kind of take care of her. Then it's my neighbor's little dog, Grizzly, wants to follow, and it becomes an ordeal. And Molly wants to chase every car that it used to be just a certain type of vehicle. Now it's almost every vehicle. And if I'm walking, then my dog wants to chase the vehicle because this dog starts chasing it, and it becomes very aggravating. Like, I can't just take a 15, 20-minute walk down the road without this group of dogs following me. And then if Molly wants to chase a car, the rest of them want to chase. And it's not very fun. Get out of here. Go on. Get out of here. Go on, get off my porch. They're getting too comfortable, and I don't know what to do about it, man. Like, my dog don't normally chase cars, but when some other dog starts doing it, she follows. That's just kind of the way it is, and it's really irritating. Which I've been meaning to get her a collar and put her on a cable or whatever, and I really hate to do that because she's never been on one, but that's might be what I have to do, and then, I don't have to worry about her really running around. She don't run that far. She stays right around here, but, dogs are dogs, and then when they're roaming, they can roam up the road, they can roam down the road, across the road, and we know what can happen. So I'm really debating on next week, trying to, and that's the difficulty when you first try to put them, on something and get them used to it when they've never had it, and they're a grown dog. They're probably gonna bark, they're gonna yelp, they're gonna get tangled up, they're gonna have an issue. Although my dog Ladybird, it didn't take her long to get used to it and be used to it. Although every time I'd walk away from her, she hated it. She'd bark, like if I'd go over to my neighbor and she was on the cable. But I'm just realizing, man, like now that doesn't stop all the other dogs from wanting to follow me. Like I wanted to walk over to the woods today, and I don't really want 3 or 4 dogs. Like if it was just my dog following me, fine. She listens to me, and she stays on. Like when I tell her get off the road, get on the side of the road. But and I don't want to walk by someone's house and their dog happened to be out in the yard, and then like something happened, you know. Like my dog ain't really aggressive, but like if you get a pack of dogs acting stupid, you'd never know. So, well, I'm gonna end this. It's been fun. I wish I could have been more entertaining to you, but I shared my granny story again. Rereading it again today. I see exactly when I sit down and do my first rewrite of what I've got just on paper. I already see a couple of things where I need to like add details here and take these details, you know, like I need to mention Morris Ferry Dock before I get to that paragraph talking about being at Morris Ferry Dock. You know, when I mention Granny work is when I need to mention the name of her work and what it is, a tackle shop. So Morris Ferry Dock and Morris Ferry Tackle Shop. So yeah, let's roll. Let's see what we can do here. I don't know if this is going to work. Well, that sucked. That totally sucked. I don't know why this is doing that. Why it's pulling up some things and it's not on others. Oh, I know what I can do though. I bet I know what I can do. We share screen. Go over here. Go over here. No, that's not it. Okay. Well, that's not the way I can do it. Let's see here. I think what I have to do is this. Let me see here. Hold on a minute. This is so stupid. Okay. So what will we do here? Let's see. Okay, that ain't working. Well, that ain't working right there at all. Give me a second. I don't know what I'm doing here, really. God darn it, man. Okay, let's try this again. Does this do it? Okay, I can't get it to work. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm no good at what I do. Totally suck at what I do. So that's the truth. Not sure why I suck at it. I guess because I haven't done it enough. Oh, I was about to end, guys. Because I can't seem to know what to do here. Why is this such a pain in the butt? Just in case somebody-
Comics Group Room.
I don't know who's out there lurking. Don't know. Okay, let's see this. Let's try this one. Let's see if it will do it now. Will it do it now? Will this do this now?
One second.
That's why I really need somebody here that know. I can't do shit hardly. Like I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. I really don't understand. So I'm really not understanding why that is not pulling up right there like that. I'm trying to show y'all a video. I do know what I can do here. I bet I know what I can do. Why don't I just do it from the phone? It should show up. It should show up, but we don't know yet. Let's see. Sorry about that. Fucking stupid ass me. Not really sure what's going on here. Not really sure. And there you go. A few people showed up, and then all of a sudden I was about to leave anyway, and I ran them off. So, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing, and I don't know. Pretty stupid. Okay. I suck. See you later.